Hello, everyone. Good day to you. Welcome back. Today, I want to speak to you about a very interesting topic that was posed to me recently. We have been conducting a few webinars over the last 1 month, 1.5 months, and these webinars turned out to be very successful. And when we started getting feedback from our audience, many of them actually asked us to continue and prepare a few more topics for the next 2 or 3 months. One of the things which kept coming back to us was that, hey, how do you guys do it so well? And so we said, okay, what did we do well, so that we can actually learn, and what was interesting to you? The feedback came back really to say that you all are doing these webinars at very interesting topics. You seem to do it so flawlessly. What does it cost? It must be costing you a whole bunch of dollars to put the whole thing together. Really, what we ended up telling them was, hey, it's not that. So we said we can actually speak to you about how to do successful and unique webinars without busting your bank. It's not going to cost you a lot of money to organize, as well as it's not going to cost you that much for consultancy or moderation. Let's come back and see how we can help you out. So now that got us to thinking, now what is it that we actually did? What did we do successful? And in fact, with all of the different experiences, we analyze and see what can we do even better the next time. Now, I would say that we came up with a simple framework of maybe 6 topics that would be something that we will look at on a regular basis to make sure that we are successful for all future webinars. The first one is the topic. Make sure that we come out with topics which are of public interest, and it must be interesting to a varied audience. Our audience are from all over the world. Now, these are topics which could be either technical or it could be of public interest. For example, the ones which we have done, the series of webinars, it was called the pandemic, past, present, and future. So it was very interesting. We said we moved on to how do we do next. What would be important for us is to make sure that we get speakers who are good, they are knowledgeable, they need to be what we would say they have digital grace. Okay, how is their presence? Are they able to command the topic and speak on it fluently? The second point would be the marketing part of it. Come out with a proper poster, get an interesting color combination, come out with something interesting in terms of copywriting, and market it. We want to make sure that the webinars all are successful, right? End of the day, the audience are the people who are actually listening in. Now they need to be satisfied. So we also want to get a good enough audience, which is encouraging for both the speakers as well as for the organizers. The third one, which I like very much, is talking about collaborative chemistry. Now, this is an interesting aspect. What we did successfully was we got the speakers to be familiar with each other. We make sure that we conduct before the event itself, at least a week before, we get the speakers to be familiar with each other, get them online, introduce each other. Some of them may not know each other for any length of time. So get them to be together, familiar with the topic, know what they're going to speak about. We also encourage them not to just be on a particular path in terms of the direction of the topic, and we say that be even free to butt in, jut in, and if you have an opposing point of view, come out with it. Come out and say, this is where I disagree with you, and this is my viewpoint. So now that creates an authentic scene. It creates integrity for our webinars as well. Fourth, we always say that go with the flow. Things go well, sometimes things don't, but we plan. We make sure we plan. Make sure we take care of any continuity issues, disaster recovery, etc. Make sure that we have backup systems, etc. Right? Now, the fifth point would be that after we finish the discussion part of the webinar itself, ensure that there's adequate time for Q&A. So we want to make sure that the audience are given an opportunity to ask questions. And we also want to deal with those questions in a respectful way, make sure that we address all the questions as much as possible. Sometimes due to lack of time, we may not be able to address all of them. So we want to be sure that we get back to them. So we also do say, we'll address your questions after the event. And we do, we get the speakers to address those questions, and we write back to the audience after that. Now, nothing ever gets accomplished without doing an analysis of the event, right? After the whole event is over, we get our speakers all back together again, and we also discuss what went well, what didn't go well, where are areas for opportunities for improvement, and we sort of run through that. And the good thing about it is all our events turned out very well, and I think that can be attributed to the success of our framework. And there you have it. I think try to follow these points as best as possible. And if you need any help, come back to us. We'll be very happy to help you out. So thank you so much, and look forward to be in touch with you again. Thank you.